Yo, Julio Jones to the Tennessee Titans. Oh my God. Bruh. Like, what are your thoughts?
Man, look, my initial thoughts is like, what are you gonna do now? Like, how do you like you can't even stack the box anymore? Like, I mean, like that was like their best defense against Derrick Henry. You got AJ Brown out wide, you got Julio Jones out wide, you got Ryan Tannehill doing his thing. Everybody receives like a sort of uptick, Jamar, from like this whole from like this whole trade. Like, I'm still, you know what I mean, mind blown right now, but I'm glad that Julio had a chance to end up out of Atlanta, and he, pairs up with the guy who he wanted to play with and the team that he wanted to go to, which is the Tennessee Titans.
Dude, this is crazy. Just outside looking in, I mean, it's bad enough. We call Derrick Henry the monster amongst men. we call AJ Brown a beast. He's in the same realm, and now you add the prototype, the original Julio Jones. I think AJ Brown actually looks up to Julio Jones. He got the same jersey number as Julio Jones. So now you got Julio Jones on one side, AJ Brown on the other, Derrick Henry in the backfield, and Tannehill, who is more than capable, that it seems, to work with a play action with this caliber of weapons now. So it's like, so before the trade, AJ Brown was, arguably a top 5 wideout fantasy wise.
Oh, facts.
Now, me personally, he's like a fringe wide receiver one, but still has that solid wide receiver one upside. Julio Jones was going way undervalued already, but I feel like this bumps him up a little bit here. He's a solid wide receiver 2, but has the wide receiver 1 upside. Derrick Henry's still the same. Tannehill, that's the one we was talking about just a few minutes ago. Tannehill, fringe quarterback 1, right?
Fringe quarterback 1, Jamar, and I agree with everything that you just said, bro. Like, I mean, this is incredible. So, like, we see, Corey Davis departing. We saw John Smith departing for, like New England, and like we saw that. Okay, AJ Brown is going to be the guy. Like, he's going to eat up those targets. He's just going to be the guy. So that's why I think a lot of people had him as a top 5 to 7 wide receiver pick in this upcoming fantasy football draft. Now, with the addition of Julio Jones, so it drops him a bit for me, but still not enough to knock him off of that strong wide receiver 1 point. Julio Jones, like you said, is still a very good wide receiver 2 with wide receiver 1 potential. I mean, it's Julio Jones, for God's sake. So, man, like, this trade just basically did like pay a lot for like a lot of these fantasy players. Ryan Tannehill specifically.
Right. And so I feel like, Julio Jones already had a really good running mate in Calvin Ridley. So he gets that in AJ Brown, who might have a slightly bit upside. Basically, it's about similar fantasy production. But I feel like he's going to benefit with Derrick Henry in the backfield. That's going to probably like open him up a lot more than what he was seeing in years past with the Atlanta Falcons, who was super pass heavy. I know it's more run heavy, but it's going to have more quality targets. It's going to be more quality passes thrown to him. He's going to have opportunities to go one-on-one with somebody now. This is crazy.
Yeah, man, I really expect the opportunity for Derrick Henry to just like flourish again, like right outside of Ryan Tannehill. I think that's the guy who like stock just kind of it's Derrick Henry, right? So, but it's just he gets to see like this like sort of like halfway empty box, because you got to respect those guys on like the outside. Ryan Tannehill should be, like looking like a kid up in like a candy store. He got arguably like the greatest wide receiver of our generation, Jamar, like right here. It's him and Antonio Brown are like 1A, number 1. So, man, like this is gonna be fantastic to watch. Like I talked to my cousin offline a little bit, and like he's like he really doesn't want to have to guard both of those guys for 2 games. So, and he's a Indianapolis Colts fan, but again, I still don't pick them as the ultimate favorite right now in that division. I'm gonna still give the slight edge to Indianapolis, but that gap has been closed. Only reason I say that is because Indianapolis is so defensively sound. In that secondary with Tennessee, they still got a little bit of work to do.
Maybe, but for me, I feel like this puts them over the top in the division. That's me. We're kind of like splitting hairs because what it was like a game apart last year. I mean, they're very like as far as overall, they're like right there.
Like, and
So
I can't even like knock you for that. Like if someone said that they were the favorite right now, just based upon this trade, and I mean, I can really see that. Again, just the slimness of margins right now to the Colts. And again, like I may be, like changing my tune here. Once like the season starts to get going and those two monsters get their engines revving. So man, it's gonna be some good football now, man. Seriously.
absolutely. And then once again, this was broke by Diana Rossini from ESPN, basically saying the Falcons are expected to trade Julio Jones to the Titans, bearing any setbacks in the next 24 to 48 hours. Basically, a second round pick and some additional picks was involved in this deal, but as of right now, it's looking like a done deal. I mean, wow, wow, yeah, it's that big of a deal. So yeah, we just wanted to come here with the breaking news here, our reaction. Yeah, any final thoughts on this Julio Jones
Man,
move, man?
I think you pretty much. I mean, you can like sum it up in one word, bro. It's just like wow. Once I saw it, like the ticker on my phone, I'm like, this can't be true. And you got to tip your hat to AJ Brown here. Like he has been like lobbying for this guy to come in like the offseason. I seen like what he done up on like Twitter and trying to get Julio there, but you basically like got two physical specimens and wide receivers on both outsides, and just that, like we like to call a monster amongst men. Ryan Tannehill, never forget this dude has wheels and his ability to be able to run the touchdown. But that little like trio that they have right there, well, now it's like more so like a force. You know what I mean? So Jesus, man, I can't wait to see that.